Ted Cruz is our guest. We'll go straight to him. Senator, always an honor to have you on the show with us. A couple of big issues in the news this week. The Graham-Cassidy bill or proposal at this point. Your thoughts on that?
Well, good to be with you, Michael. I'm encouraged that it seems to be getting some momentum, and it was obviously maddening when the Senate failed by a single vote to come through on repealing Obamacare. Graham-Cassidy seems to be a new way to get some additional momentum, and so I hope that it does. But it's not clear if we're going to get to 50 votes or not. I, as you know, have long believed failure is not an option on this, that we've got to deliver on our promise of the last 7 years to finally repeal the train wreck that is Obamacare.
Do you feel that Graham-Cassidy, as it exists now in its proposed form, is a repeal?
It is at least a significant step in that direction. The sort of heart of Graham-Cassidy is taking a bunch of the federal health care money and essentially block granting it to the states, so that a state like Texas can be innovative in how that money is spent. And listen, as a conservative, I am a big fan of any 10th Amendment federalism solution that gives more power to the state. My biggest concern with Graham-Cassidy right now is it preserves too many of the Obamacare regulations. And that's what I'm really pressing with Lindsey Graham and Bill Cassidy to change, that the biggest reason people are hurting under Obamacare, unhappy under Obamacare, is that it's made premiums skyrocket, and it is those regulations that are driving premiums up. And so my hope is that we will see the bill give Texas more regulatory flexibility. That's what our Governor, Greg Abbott, wants, and give consumers more freedom. You should be able to choose what health insurance you want to buy. The government mandate what the feds think you should buy.
Well, and the two low-hanging fruit that we've talked about from the beginning, you and I and you and conservatives on the stump, Senator Ted Cruz is our guest, is doing away with the individual mandate and doing away with the employer mandate.
And both of those, thankfully, are in Graham-Cassidy. So, I mean, that's a significant positive reform that is in the bill. Ending the individual mandate and the employer mandate, and that would have a really positive effect on small businesses, on jobs and job creation.
Senator, one of those two issues have been, from everything I've read, the thrust of the opposition against Obamacare from the beginning. If you achieve those two and those two alone, let's carve out everything else, what percentage of Obamacare have you then repealed?
I think it's probably hard to put a percentage number on it. Look, if it were me, as you know, I would vote in a heartbeat, and I have before, to repeal every single word of Obamacare. It continues to be what I believe we should do. We right now don't have the votes in the Senate or the House to do that. That is frustrating, particularly when you got a lot of Republicans who campaigned on repealing Obamacare, that they're not willing to do that. And so I'll take, any vote that is repealing a harmful part of Obamacare. I'm in favor of repealing that harmful part. And I'm happy to take this disaster apart one piece at a time, or I'd rather do it all at the same time.
Fair enough. Let's